think it's fun for me to go out and be physical. I just got back from this 2-day ice climbing trip. We climbed this beautiful, I don't know, might have been 600-foot vertical waterfall, frozen waterfall. And, I'm hanging out with these two nice folks, and we're hanging from the ice from a couple ice screws, and we're shivering, and we're cold. Our toes are cold. Our hands are cold. Mm-hmm. We're hungry, and but we're climbing this beautiful, preposterous wall of ice, and it's 10 degrees outside. It's a weird kind of fun, I have to say. It's a really weird kind of fun, because I do look back and I go, it's fun, but at the time you have to be able to suffer well, and I guess that's a kind of resilience. I don't think I ever feel like super strong in those instances. I feel kind of vulnerable, right? I'm like sitting there on the side of an ice face with a giant down jacket over me, thinking this jacket and these gloves, these boots are between me and like losing my hands and feet or dying out here. So I always feel kind of vulnerable. But when I come home from those experiences, it does sort of embed its way into your psyche. So that you can survive things, you can flourish in hard environments if you work hard and you prepare hard and you have a great team around you and you have a pioneering spirit, that you can persevere through hard situations. And you can notice the joy and the beauty along the way. And so really, I guess that's no barriers, right? So that's the equation that's the map that we're teaching at No Barriers. And so when you live that experience and then you come home and you teach it, it gives you a bit of maybe more credibility, like working with vets. Aaron, I got to say, it's really intimidating working with vets. These folks who have gone out and laid their lives on the line for our country and done things that would make me pee my pants, but having done some of this stuff, like in the mountains as a blind man, it gives me this sort of instant credibility or connection to be able to, talk to people, and they go, this guy's not full of shit. He's talking from a place of credibility, I guess.
Mm. I was thinking about that when you were talking about it. The things we call fun.
Right.
And somebody asked me how my 100-mile races or Madwater, 135 miles. So how was it? Fun? I don't know. There's not a word. There's not a word for it, because you are almost like elated in your misery, right? in your suffering, and you're finding joy, because it's a struggle, right? And you're pushing yourself. You're way outside your comfort zone. But then when you come back to your comfort zone, the minor discomforts are very minor. So, and that was part of why we work on resilience every day.
I think so. Yeah, for sure. That's right on. And I wrote a chapter in my second book called The Adversity Advantage. Mm-hmm. This book that was trying to help people take adversity and turn it into something that's like fuel or purpose in their lives. And we wrote a chapter called Suffer Well. And when I started diving into it, I found that like every religion, every philosophy on earth, they're dealing with the same question. How do you find joy and meaning in suffering? Right? Because you don't have to climb a mountain to suffer, right? You've done your fair share of suffering, right? I'm sure, as you got on your feet and life became better, right? But I've lost loved ones. I lost my brother, my sister, my mom. I've had best friends die in the mountains, and so life is suffering. So I think for me, it's like, how do you continue to find purpose and beauty and joy in the world? How do you continue to have fuel in your tank, as there's a lot of suffering happening around you and in you. It's something we have to deal with just out of living.